Garp and Roger against Roxy Sebec is about to begin. In the latest chapter of the manga, we saw that Sebec has finally transformed into his demon form. This was caused by EMU's dome reverse. And the first action that Xebec did in this form was to immediately attack his own crewmates. Kaido and Big Mom were both easily taken down, while Whitebeard managed to stop him. If you notice in this panel, Whitebeard is using only one hand to stop Sebec, meaning Oda is showing us that Whitebeard truly deserves the epithet strongest man in the world. Because of the sheer strength of their hockey clash, the entire God Valley almost changed. But since Oda intentionally off-screened the result of this clash, we assume that there are three possible outcomes from this encounter. It's either Xebec blew Whitebeard away, which for me is very unlikely. It could also be that Whitebeard defeated Xebec in this clash, which led to him ending up near Ares and Blackbeard, or it could have ended in a draw, since we know that Xebec is following Emu's command. It's possible that after this clash, Xebec immediately left to go to his wife and child to kill them. Speaking of his wife and child, Ares' statement about Sebec was truly heartbreaking. When she saw that Sebec had turned into a demon, she immediately knew that her husband had lost. She blamed herself for why Sebec fought Emu, even though he wasn't ready yet. So the key word here is that Sebec was not yet ready. If you remember, Sebec indeed had a plan to defeat M-sama, and part of that plan was to gather and unite the strongest pirates in the world, which he actually did. This mention of Sebec being not ready probably refers to the ancient weapons. It's possible that Sebec's plan was to obtain the three ancient weapons along with his strongest pirate crew to defeat M-sama, but since he was forced and had no other choice, he fought M-sama prematurely. This is most likely the case, because during the Wano arc, both Big Mom and Kaido mentioned their interest in obtaining the ancient weapons, meaning that they likely got that idea from their captain, Sebec. And this leads to an interesting scenario in the present timeline. Sebec's son, Blackbeard, is much more prepared. He also has a strong pirate crew like his father, and he even has the chance to collect the three ancient weapons with the help of Caribou. Now, regarding the condition of the Roger pirates and Roger himself, this confirms how much trust his crewmates have in his strength. They weren't worried about Roger at all because they knew his capabilities, except for Silver's Rayleigh. It was shown that Rayleigh was worried about Roger because he also knew the danger of that monster they saw, M-sama. In this panel, Oda gave a subtle hint that the Roger pirates were already carrying the young Shanks. If you remember from the last chapter, young Shanks had hidden inside a treasure chest. And that very treasure chest was being carried by one of Rayleigh's crewmates. So it's possible that at the end of the God Valley incident, we'll see a scene of the Roger pirates being shocked upon discovering young Shanks. Hopefully we'll also get an answer in that scene about how Roger came to know Shanks' name. Aside from that mini scene, the chapter also showed Dragon's current status. He looked sad because he thought his mission to save young Shanks had failed, when in reality he had actually succeeded. So thematically, it's touching that in the panel where Oda drew Dragon kneeling. The next panel right after shows Kuma, whom Dragon also saved earlier during the God Valley scene. Dragon's kneeling position is very similar to how Luffy also kneeled when Kuma sent his pirate crew flying during the Saboti Archipelago scene. In my view, these two scenes are connected. They mirror each other through their shared connection with Kuma. Speaking of Kuma, it was also revealed in this chapter that he indeed saved Blackbeard. It's amazing to think that both Luffy and Blackbeard, known as the Sun and the Moon, were both touched and saved by Kuma. This adds even more impact to his overall character. It now makes even more sense why he has the title Hands of Liberation. He literally liberated the two Ds, Luffy and Blackbeard. Going back to Sebec, he mentioned that the former king of the world was Davy Jones, which Emu immediately denied. Emu said that what Sebec claimed never happened, meaning Emu personally knows Davy Jones. And as revealed in the SBS, Davy Jones was cursed by a devil, which is why he now lives under the ocean. It seems that the devil referred to in that lore is actually M-sama, meaning at some point in history, Emu and Davy Jones fought each other. Davy Jones lost, which resulted in M-sama cursing him. And when Sebec asked who Emu feared more, Joy Boy or Davy Jones. We'll just make that into a separate video since that topic is quite long. And at the end of this chapter, we saw Garp and Roger wondering why Sebec turned into a demon. Along with that, Sebec used the voice of all things to send a message to both of them, telling them to kill him. From this action of Sebec, we can realize that, yes, Emu took over Sebec's body, but not his will. Based on Garp's reaction to Sebec's use of the voice of all things, it seems Garp can actually hear him. Meaning, Garp is also capable of hearing the voice of all things, similar to Roger, Kazuki Oden, Luffy, and others. And since it was shown that the fight among these three legends, as Sengoku once said, is about to begin, this is indeed the signal of the nearing end of the God Valley incident, the sign of the end of the history of Rox D. Xebec's life. Anyway, that's our analysis for the latest manga chapter, chapter 1164, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked today's topic, please hit that subscribe button because we're so close to 1 million subscribers, so I hope you can click it. So that's it. Peace!